So the day I went to campaign for Sonu chairman at Kikuyu campus, Nairobi University. All right. Now, first, let me qualify this story. It's a university and it's in Nairobi. What happens in a university? Students learn. They learn. I believe parents take their students there so that they can create a better future. Not just for themselves, but for the city, the capital city, and the country as a whole. It's University of Nairobi. All right. So I've gone to campaign for Sonu chairman at Kikuyu campus. There are several campuses, and I'm campaigning in Kikuyu campus. Remember, we are students. We are there to create a brighter future. And I had an interesting way of campaigning. I decided I will not use goons and I will not bribe anyone. Again, this is a university. But that was rampant. And I'm sure it still happens now. I mean, you've seen the kind of politicians that we have churned out and who are in our clubs shooting people. So it starts from a young age. There I am in Kikuyu campus. I've gone, and it was notorious. It was a hotbed for goons. It was notorious. But I needed to campaign. Especially if I'm not using goons or bribes. I really need to be on the ground. And I had a good time at Lower Kabete. Upper Kabete was quite an interesting one as well. Main campus, because that's where I was. Chiromo, Parklands. I had some good ones, yeah. But anyway, I mean, I wasn't going to win because my strategy wasn't the best. But yeah. So I get there. Who do I meet? Goon. I can't remember his name. He was tall, dark. I don't know if he was handsome. I don't think he was, because I can only remember he was a goon. Anyway, so there I am. I've met him. He has already taken me to a cafeteria. Already, you are in an enclosed space, in a campus that you're not familiar with. So if you are to escape, there's no way. Luckily, I had a driver. I don't even know how I had a driver. Hey, that time I was balling. Anyway, so I had a driver, and I think he walked in with me just to give me support. And we sit there, and this guy starts to break it down. You know, okay, if you want to campaign here, you need to pay us. This is a university. It's a university. This is where our country is hoping that our future will be forged. Anyway, so you need to pay us. Yeah, there are not any officials. It's just students. You need to pay us. Yeah, I know there are two payments here. Payments for security for you as you campaign, and payment for security for your posters. So you can't just put rega posters the way you feel like, and then they'll be torn. Imagine, just think about it. You've hustled, you've begged for money to create posters. You've had all those. Anyone who has ever made a poster, you know how sometimes it can be hectic, yeah? Both creative and client, you know how hectic it can be. Either the client doesn't understand their own brief, or the creative doesn't understand the brief and doesn't even want to take the time to understand where you are coming from. All those things. So I had gone through all that. I'd looked for money and everything. I even had clothes, like nice. For anyone who has ever met me, I'm a hobo chic. That's according to Tetushani. I dress in hobo chic. Anyway, but I was well dressed. I even have a picture of me. Oh my goodness. So there I am. This guy is telling me that I have to pay him. So what do? I've decided I'm not going to pay. I'm not going to pay goons, and I'm not going to bribe anyone. Rubbish. I'm the light. Salt of the earth. What do? What would you do in that situation? I don't know what I'd do now. But what I did then, I started to negotiate. It's was like, okay, I think 10,000 for campaigning is too much. 10,000 shillings to 10,000 is a bit too much. And 8,000 for posters is also a bit too much. Why don't we do this? Why don't we 8,000 for security when I come to campaign, and let's say 4,500 for posters. How do you think? We haggled a bit. Okay, fine. I was like, okay, fine. Is that a deal? Deal. Poa. Fine. Okay, then let's do this. Yeah, I'll go, and then I'll come back. And we decided to leave. At that point, the decision I made is, if I say no, anything could happen. Yeah? Anything could happen. And I didn't want to take that risk. I'm not a fighting man. And if I can avoid it, I'll avoid it. So I was like, okay, fine, let's just negotiate. So we are leaving. The guy looks happy. He looks like he has negotiated with himself. Or maybe he knew. I don't know. Then, as we are walking out of Kikuyu campus, another goon starts to yell my name and starts to call me Project! Uyuni Project! For anyone who has ever campaigned in campus or been around the campus elections, you know how damaging the word project is. When you're labeled a project, that's like, Project, Uni Project! But who am I? Do you think I'm going to start saying I'm not a project? I was already on my way out. I'd already started to negotiate my way out from the time that goon greeted me. So I just told the guy, the cab driver, and let me tell you, I was so relieved when I left that campus. Because first I was way above my depth, way below my depth. I don't know, whatever. I was just in deep water. I had not campaigned before. I'd never campaigned before. I had hated politics, and now here I am in a hostile environment, or hostile in quotes, because it's just goons. But goons have been known to kill people. But I don't think they would have done that to me. Wow, I was so relieved. But I'll never forget. That's just the presence. That was God. That for sure was God. Just to have the peace, and presence, to be able to negotiate something that I knew I wasn't going to do. Yeah? But just so that I'm able to leave that room. I don't know if you can get a moral in this one, but what? I left shaking. Both of us were shaking. It was an experience and a half. And I'm sure there are more horror stories for campaigns, but for me, that one being my first stint at politics, it was a major one.